Okay, so that's what you are seeing in your organizations. Okay. Yes. So the second one is architecture. So Okta-like. So let's take an example. There will be few applications which has been built in an architecture which cannot be modified. Okay, you cannot modify the architecture components here and there. But in terms of Okta architecture, right, there are many customization you can do. There are many things that you can modify based on your organization's requirement. Okay. I will say a few examples, like because you are working currently in Okta, right? So what is happening? Right. In your current organization, you will be having Active Directory and you will be having Okta. And Okta has been integrated with multiple applications. That is what the current architecture that you have. Okay. I will tell you another architecture which doesn't have Active Directory, and Okta will be directly integrated with the HR systems. Okay. And there is another architecture where you can use Okta as a primary source and you can take Active Directory as a destination. Okay. Whenever the user account is getting created in Okta, you can push those user accounts from Okta to AD Active Directory. But currently you are using like Active Directory account. Information will be pushed to Okta. That's how we are managing right now, so you can be able to modify your architecture based on your organization structure. So it is like a hassle-free architecture where you can change based on your requirement. There is no restriction that you know. It should be like this, because many other applications, right, they will not allow you to change the architecture. Okay, the application component architecture. Okay. And the third one is administration. So, in terms of admin, let's say, for example, you are an Okta L2 or L3 admin. Okay, what are all the things that you can do from Okta in terms of administration? That we are going to cover. It starts from customizing the Okta page, customizing the end user page, customizing the email that will be sent to the end user, okay, customizing the error page, or, error, login error screen. So those things all you can customize, that will come under administration, okay. Not only that, there are multiple things where you can manage how the identity information needs to be managed, how the group information needs to be managed, how the SSO applications needs an access, how the birthright role can be provisioned. So all those will come under the administration. These are the things that basic L2 or L3 administrator for Okta will perform. Okay. So we will cover those things on that. And the other thing is Universal Directory. So do you know about any idea about directory? Any directory like Active Directory, LDAP Directory, CA Microsoft. I know like Active Directory. Okay, so Active Directory. Its directory is nothing but a tree-structured data store. Okay, where we can store our data or information in terms of tree structure, which means it will start from the root. Okay, it will divide a branch and again from the branch 1, there will be multiple branches. So likewise it will grow like a tree mechanism. So why this tree mechanism is used, right? So let's say, for example, there will be another method where you can store your data. That is nothing but a table, okay? Whenever you are creating any database, any data store, right, you can save in format of table also. Let's say, for example, You have 10,000 users list, line 1, line 2, line 3. Total 10,000 lines are there in a table. Okay, let's say, for example, you want to search a user or search a data that is available in the 8,000 line. Okay. How you can search is how the data search will go, is it will start from line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and it will go until you find the data okay. Here you can see there are multiple checks and multiple searches are happening, which will take the system load okay. But in tree structure, if you know a little bit about where these accounts are sitting, let's say, for example, this account is sitting in this tree or in this, branch, in this branch 10, what you can do is you can directly go to this branch 10 and you can search there and you can get this information. Okay. So that's what directory and table structure differ. So directory is nothing but a data store where you can store the data in terms of tree structure. Okay. So that we are going to see how that is managed in Okta, how that is maintained in Okta. What is the use of universal directory in Okta? Okay, there is a term called Okta Universal Directory in Okta. So we can see how we are going to manage that Okta Universal Directory. How we can manage the schema for that Universal Directory schema in the sense. Let's say, for example, if you take one user ID, okay, that user ID will be having first name, last name, mobile number, location manager attribute. Let's say, for example, you want to introduce a new attribute which will be applicable for all the users. Okay, a new attribute can be Aadhaar card number or PAN card number, whatever it is. Your organization have a requirement like that. So how you can modify the schema according to it? Okay, how you can modify the existing without affecting any existing users list? How you can do that? So that will also come under the Okta Universal Directory. Okay, how we can see how we are going to manage it? Okay. And the next thing. Next topic is lifecycle management in Okta. LCM is nothing but a lifecycle management. So lifecycle management of an user account is nothing but a movement of an account between destinations. Let's say, for example, you are joining an organization. Okay, what they will do first? They will create your account. Okay, your unique ID. So that account will be granted access to different set of applications, which we will call it as birth rate application. So that is one phase of your account. Okay. Creation and granting access to the application that you require is the first phase of LCM lifecycle management. Okay, now let's move on to the another second phase. So what is the second phase? It is nothing but a mover. Let's say, for example, right now you are working as an L2 admin in your team. Okay, you will be promoted to an L3 admin in the next 1 or 2 years. What they will do is they will promote your account to L3 account, right? So what that L3 account means is, it is nothing, but you will be having some additional privileged access towards it, right? Because you cannot perform L3 activity with the help of L2 access that you have. L2 access will be limited. L3 access will be somewhat greater than L2, right? So there will be a difference. So this movement from one role to another role, that's what we will call it as mover. Okay. First one is joiner. That is the first phase. Once you join the organization, you will be granted access to all the application. Your account will be created. That is the first phase. Second phase will be the mover, where you will be moving from one role to another role. Also, you can take an example of movement from one location to another location. You are moving from Mumbai or Chennai or Pune to Denver or in Chicago or Colorado, any other. Outside India network. Outside India destination. So you're moving from one destination to another destination. So everything needs to be changed because there will be some set of rules that will be given if you are sitting in India. There will be some set of rules that needs to be followed whenever you are sitting in US or America's domain. So, based on this, they will categorize. So this is a movement phase, okay. Your account will be moved from one phase to another phase, from joiner phase to moving phase, okay. The final one is lever phase. What is lever phase?